All right, so welcome to another episode of Foodable Smart Kitchen. Today we're here with, of course, Kim Bokamper, a legend right here in South Florida.
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, you are in the restaurant space and, of course, as a Miami Dolphin and also with Chef Porter of The Balcony. So you guys have kind of paired up your talents and your skills and brought us something very unique for South Florida, and that is a New Orleans style tapas concept. So let's kind of go into your background, Kim, a little bit about kind of how you got in the restaurant space. A lot of sports figures have kind of moved into the restaurant space. You were one of the first.
Yeah, you know, it's something I swore I would never get into. I mean, everyone's heard the horror stories about opening up a restaurant, how difficult it is. And a good friend of mine, partner now, PJ Kavanaugh, owned a restaurant in Plantation. And kind of wanted to change the format, kind of bring the price range down, a little more value-oriented price range, and get into a sports type of situation.
Right.
So we started our first Bokamper Sports Bar and Grill in Plantation, and we kind of did that for the first 10 years, and then we ran into a new space and kind of changed our direction of what we're doing. It's trying to expand our portfolio a little bit, diversify a little bit, and provide some different dining options for the people of South Florida.
So PDKN Restaurant Group is kind of this encompassing group now that has The Balcony, of course, and obviously Bokamper.
It's four of us. It's PJ Kavanaugh, Damon DeSantis, Kim Bokamper, and Noel Cullen. Those are our four partners in the restaurant. So we're very creative. We just took the first letter of each of our first names and made a group out of it.
Well, you got a talented team, so that's cool. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the balcony itself and kind of what you guys have put together. First thing is go into the tapas concept. That's a bit new, especially in a New Orleans style cuisine. Tell us a little bit about how that process started, Chef.
Southern cuisine is a comfort food. A lot of like gumbo, rice, those heavy, but putting it in a tapas space, it allows a lot of people to share and get to taste different dishes.
So Chef, what are we looking at right now? We're gonna go into the menu item.
What we're gonna do today is we're gonna make a shrimp and alligator jambalaya. Okay. Now, jambalaya is very traditional for Louisiana cuisine. So let me go ahead and start cooking.
Let's just get into it.
So what I'm gonna add to this is first my proteins. So I've got the alligator going into the pan. I've got the shrimp. I'm going to add my onions.
A little chorizo there?
I've got chorizo and andouille. Okay. Now, traditionally in the jambalaya, it's normally just andouille sausage. But I've actually incorporated chorizo because it's also that Spanish influence which comes from the south. So we haven't gone completely traditional with some of our dishes here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn this down a little bit, and then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to create the stock for...
Good.
This is going to be for the jambalaya. So this is just a chicken stock that I've got here.
Chef, I'm stirring over here. Is that okay, my man?
Yeah, it's fantastic. This is tomato puree. And then I've just got some Cajun spice, toned it down a little bit. So what I'm going to do is just whisk this together. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the rice to this.
I like it.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now is transfer this stock to the pot.
Nice.
Making sure I get that all in there.
Perfect.
Just going to stir it. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to bring this back up to the heat, just so it starts to boil. Then I'm going to turn it down, simmer it for 15-20 minutes, and then I'm going to go back, check on the seasoning with it. I'm going to add these beans to it now as well.
So how would you serve this up in a tapas, Kim? Is this something, as far as your plating design, that you're doing in the restaurant?
We've been tinkering with the menu and tinkering with portions and all those types of things, and we've kind of come to the realization that a dish like this, a jambalaya, that it really deserves a little more than just a small plate. So and so this is one of the dishes we serve in a little bigger vessel than we do our other dishes.
I was kind of thinking of that because you're right, when tapas is, most of the time it is just such a small taste. But all right, Chef, so you're going to wrap that up there.
Exactly. So this has just started to come to the boil now.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is just give this one stir. Just make sure that nothing's caught on the bottom. Now this is up, simmering. I'm going to put this to the back burner. Okay, so the jambalaya has been cooking now for 25 minutes.
All right. Nice pot, ready to go.
Wow.
Looks great.
So basically, I've got a nice portion.
Okay.
Yeah, so the recipe that we got today is for 4 to 6 people, depending on if you're my size or Kim's size.
All right. Okay, well, we got to taste a little bit of this one.
Please,
I like
dig
this. Perfect. I'm going to get a piece of that. I think it's the chorizo right there.
We've got the chorizo. You can see some pieces of alligator.
Right. Oh, okay. There we go.
Yeah.
Got that.
I'm going for the seafood. I did the shrimp and the alligator, which is nice about this. You can kind of every spoonful, you really get a different flavor if you want.
That is really a good one. You know, I was kind of curious when you look at the number of recipes that you guys were building for the tapas concept here at the balcony. How long was the planning process, Kim?
Ran across this. We talked about Las Olas in that environment for a while. Ran across the space there. You know, one of the first things we did was did a search for a chef that we felt could create the menu that we were looking for, and we're very fortunate to run across Chef Simon. Fortunately, when we hired him, we have our other restaurants. He was able to just kind of move into one of our restaurants, work out of our kitchen there, use it as a lab, exactly, and go through all these different things. And we tasted a lot of different things, and we finally, narrowed it down to where we were, and then we opened the door. So yeah, it was a long process. We're all looking forward to Fat Tuesday and Mardi Gras and all those things, because I think our corner of Las Olas is going to become the French Quarter there for a while, and I think we're all looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So,
all right, Chef. So we're going to try something next. What's up?
Okay, so next we're going to go on to the oysters bienville.
Perfect.
Okay, so now we've got our second recipe. The dish is oysters bienville. Okay, so I've got the pan on. I'm going to place a little bit of butter into the pan. Also, just to get the flavor while the butter is melting, I'm going to put the bacon in here as well.
Okay. Kim, when you guys were building your menu, how many items did you roll through to come to what you came?
Well, I know the chef put together well over 100. How many dishes did you put together for us when we initially started? Before we started the initial.
When I first started,
tasting?
We put 187 dishes that I put together. Just a touch. I'm adding the shallots to this now. I'm also adding shrimp to this.
Okay.
I'm adding mushrooms to this, and a little bit of chopped garlic.
Beautiful. All right, so 170, 80 dishes you guys went through. Wow, that's definitely some menu research.
But like Kim said, it's such a diverse culture, and you've got that Italian, you've got all the different, the Spanish, the Afro-American, the French cuisine. So there was so many different dishes. You really was overwhelmed. So what I'm going to do now is add the flour to this, and we're creating like a roux. So this is the base, and I'm just going to cook it down for a little bit. You don't want that floury flavor.
Sure.
I'm just going to add a little bit of white wine to this dish. Then I'm adding my milk to this dish.
Talk to me a little bit about your bar and your menu and your drinks. How's that all kind of
Well,
come
we
together?
do craft cocktails, a Moscow martini, kind of on the Moscow Mule, with some rosemary in it, and we do Sazerac, which is a traditional New Orleans drink. We do a number of different craft cocktails. So we try to do those different things. We, on our beer taps, we have a Beta, a couple different kinds of beers from New Orleans to bring that in. So we're trying to give that feel that it's the craft cocktails, New Orleans feel to it, and I think we've captured that pretty well.
All right, so Chef's gonna plate this up for us.
Okay,
Looks like he's close.
What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna add the egg yolk to the mixture. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna basically place a little bit of this over each oyster. And then I'm going to put them in a sheet tray or a baking tray.
I need to say it, but every time I walk in, these are the first things I order.
Yeah.
It's a nice way to get the meal started off.
Yeah.
And then this is just going to give it a little bit of a texture contrast as well. And then I'm going to place this in the oven.
Looks great.
Okay.
A couple of finishing items.
So for me, I ought to put about 5 times as much cheese
Yeah,
on that
just
as he
load
did.
it up.
You know, I just see a piling on top.
So what I'm going to do now is just transfer these to my plate. And I put some different spices, aromatic.
Okay, so I'm starting to
spices.
smell that now.
Right.
So the heat is activating those.
So, you know, that's a little bit of the African influence on the dish. So what I've got now is I've got a Maya lemon relish.
Okay.
So I add a little bit of green onion to it. This is just a little thing which accompanies.
Okay.
And then also what I have is this pretty neat lemon squeezer. So I'm just going to cut the lemon in half.
Perfect.
And then this goes in. And that's the finished dish.
Okay, nice. All right, Chef, so we're going to just dive in here. So I'm going to take your
please.
first little fella
No,
here.
I like to put a little lemon on myself.
Lemon. This is great. Oh, Chef, awesome work. Chef Kim, this has been amazing. Great work on both dishes today. Amazing flavor profile. And I like the idea of the tapas, what you guys are doing at the balcony. Thanks for stopping in.
Thank you for
Thanks for having us.
us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Appreciate it.